Okay, in lieu of having my rights violated and being told that only a certain specific pill form medical marijuana is going to be the only thing available ever, according to Chief, what's his name, what I'm doing is we're going to call the state police and see if they're more educated on the subject than he is. As you can see, this is their number. We're calling Troop F of Monroe. And Troop F of Monroe is 345-0000, 345-0000.
Emergencies, press 0. You've reached the Louisiana State Police Troop F headquarters in Monroe. To report an incident, a vehicle crash, road hazard, or to speak with the desk sergeant, dial 0. For crash reports, dial 5. For the public information officer, Trooper Michael Reichart, dial 100. For troop commander, Captain John Peters, dial 0. For the XO, Lieutenant Eric Cuenca, dial 3.
That was an invalid entry.
I suppose
To
it
report
was.
an incident, a vehicle crash, road...
Please hold while I try that extension.
Trooper Michael Reichart.
Begin recording at the tone. Finish by pressing pound.
Okay, he's not there, so we're just going to call their information line and see what we can come up with to see if they actually know their law.
Emergencies, press 0. You've reached the Louisiana State Police Troop F headquarters in Monroe. To report an incident, a vehicle crash, road hazard, or to speak with the desk sergeant, dial 0. For crash reports, dial 5. For the public information officer, Trooper Michael Reichart, dial 100. For troop commander, Captain John Peters, dial 0. For the XO, Lieutenant Eric Cuenca, dial 302. For the administrative trooper, Trooper Lowry, dial 252. For the administrative sergeant, Sergeant Dennis, dial 253. For the special operations sergeant, Sergeant John Clary, dial 306. For fleet maintenance supervisor, Mr. James Hillis, dial 290. For weight enforcement, CMB enforcement, or DPS police, dial 399. For all other needs, dial 0.
Please hold while I try that extension.
State Police.
How are you doing?
Report an incident, a vehicle crash, road hazard, or to speak with the desk sergeant, dial 0. For crash reports, dial 5. For the public information officer,
Please hold while I try that extension.
Very interesting.
State Police, this is Debbie.
Hi, how are you doing, ma'am?
Just fine.
My name is Joshua Havens. I'm calling because I have a couple of concerns, and one of my biggest things that I have going on right now is the fact that I really want to know what you guys think the guidelines for medical marijuana is here in the state of Louisiana as far as acceptable forms.
Hold on just a second. You'll let you talk to the desk sergeant, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Hi, Sergeant Denson. How are you doing?
Good.
My name is Joshua Havens. I'm one of the first medical marijuana patients here in the state of Louisiana.
Mm-hmm.
I have a concern.
Okay.
First off, the sheriff's office here is not educated in the medical marijuana program that's being implemented.
Neither am I personally.
All right. Well,
And I'm pretty good at all that stuff. I'm one of the most educated, but I can tell you that there's so many changes and loopholes and deals that have gone on the last few years. I can't keep up either. So, but give me your concern and your question, and maybe I can at least point you in the right direction.
all right. Well, I've been documenting this, and I'm documenting this phone call here too. And there's a very valid reason
I'm
behind it.
documenting this phone call as well. That's good.
All right. Well, that's good. Everybody's recording everybody.
Everybody's recording everything. Gotcha.
All right. Here's my concern. For starters, I went down to Plaquemines and I got my prescription from Dr. Antonio Edwards. Okay.
You did what now?
I got my prescription for medical marijuana from Dr. Antonio Edwards.
Okay.
Okay, and he's listed on from the Department of Health's website as a prescribing doctor.
Okay.
And I went to go to the local courthouse here to file my paperwork, expecting there to be some type of patient registry, and there wasn't one. And then whenever I went, or while I was there, I spoke the words medical marijuana. A sheriff officer looked at me and he asked me if I had any marijuana on my person without any probable cause, without any right to do so, and he violated my patient's rights. So I went over to talk to the sheriff's office, and asked them what my rights were with medical marijuana.
Right.
And whenever I went over there, I talked to Sheriff Mike Tubbs. And Sheriff Mike Tubbs told me that I needed to just keep my prescription on me, which is kind of absurd. Nobody with insulin keeps their insulin prescription on them. But, usually, generally speaking, in these manners, there's, with the Board of Physicians with other states, there's a medical marijuana registry that's done through the courthouse, and it's, governed by the Medical Marijuana Enforcement Division over those patients. And the Enforcement Division kind of, explains things to the local governing agencies. So whenever I called today to explain to the sheriff's office, and the chief got on the phone with me, he blatantly told me that that man had a right to question me about whether or not I had marijuana on my person whenever I was filing medical marijuana paperwork. And then told me that the only acceptable form of medical marijuana in the state of Louisiana is in pill form. And that is not true according to the Louisiana Department of Health. So I would like to know what your take on all of this is, sir, because I need to know what in the hell is going on.
If you want to know my take on it, you've called the wrong number. Because if you want to know my take on it, you need to find yourself an attorney. Okay? Because my job is not to give you a legal opinion about anything.
Well, what I'm saying is what are the acceptable forms of medical cannabis in the state of Louisiana, sir?
I don't personally know.
Are you telling me that no one in authority knows what the acceptable forms are?
I'm not telling you that at all. I said that I, Sergeant Martinez, don't personally know. I don't know what everybody else knows. I'm reading the statute that governs it right now. It's under Title 40, Section 1046, and it has a whole lot of legal stuff in there that needs to be interpreted by somebody a lot smarter than me, including the Louisiana Board of Pharmacy, that they adopts rules relating to the dispensing and the recommended marijuana for therapeutic use. Keep on going. The Louisiana Board of Pharmacy shall develop annual non-transferable special licenses for pharmacies to dispense this stuff, and all this has been around since January 1st, 2016, maybe?
Well, actually, according to Act 261 of the 2015 legislative session, and this is according to the Louisiana Department of Health, that's whenever Senator Mills's bill had initiated. And then Act 708 changed some of the conditions of patients, and so did 496 of 2018. And listed on their website, it states that the acceptable forms of medical marijuana are oils, extracts, tinctures, sprays, capsules, pills, solutions, suspensions, gelatin-based chewables, lotions, transdermal patches, and suppositories.
Okay.
So
that answered your question, right?
well, yes, sir, but I'm wondering, why is it that the chief here isn't in knowledge of this and is allowing...
Ask the chief there that.
Well, I would, but he hung up on me in a very rude manner.
Well, I mean, because you're calling telling us versus asking us, there's a difference.
Well, I did ask.
You're asking me, well, one, this isn't my personal area of expertise. I don't keep up with medical marijuana laws, okay? When I cross that bridge, I'll keep up with it. Much like anything else I cross, whether it be a speeding violation or a DWI statute or anything else.
How would I go about filing a complaint against...
On a sheriff?
Yes.
One, the sheriff is the chief law enforcement official in any parish. Okay, so if it is not on the sheriff himself, the elected sheriff himself, then that's who you would go to. If it's on the elected sheriff himself, he's voted into office.
Well, it's not against the elected sheriff. It's actually...
That's who you would go to. That's the only person within that department that's basically higher than, if you would, the chief or whoever the number 2 guy is.
Okay,
State police don't outright to the sheriff's office. Nobody does. The only thing they can do is, say the attorney general's office can look into any sort of legal violations that there may be, but short of that, as far as filing a complaint, because their deputy, and I admitted to you myself, I don't know, because I haven't had to cross that bridge.
Okay.
Do you know who's exempt from not wearing a seatbelt? I do.
I do.
I have to cross that bridge.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Generally speaking, those people carry a card.
No, that's not true at all. So knowledge base is based on the need, okay? And obviously you need to know what you're allowed to do under the medical marijuana exemption. I don't need that. I don't have a medical marijuana exemption until it comes the day that I start to enforce that or have to look at that. That's when...
Well, it's being enforced and it's actually enrolled now, and I have a prescription, and, it's kind of a thing.
Okay. It's a thing for you, and it's a thing for whatever police officer you come across that has to know what you're allowed to have and what you're not allowed to have, right?
Wow, this is...
Is that accurate?
Well,
If it's not.
It is accurate, and it's accurate that all officers should be informed of the law. Is it not true? Is that not accurate?
That's true, and I have a book here that allows me... You come memorize everything in this book.
Oh, no, sir.
That
is not my job. I have PTSD and TBI from the Marine Corps. That is not my job.
Okay, well, you're speaking to a Marine, so just keep that in fact. When you talk to any of us, there's about 90% of us are veterans of some form or fashion.
Yes, sir. Well, I understand that, but my point with all this is that it's not okay for people to be profiled as patients whenever this program was supposed to be implemented to protect them.
Talk to your legislature. They can do all sorts of things, mandating training. They can do all sorts of things. I'm looking at, I don't know if I'll break it down page to page, several pages of a lot of legal stuff that says who establishes procedures and standards, but it doesn't say where those procedures and standards are.
Well, they come from the Louisiana Department of Health and the Board of Physicians.
You can tell me that all you want. Okay.
Okay.
Until it's the point that I need to learn it or that I need to find out.
Well, it's pretty imperative that everybody within governing authority learns it, because you guys are the ones who's going to be regulating it.
Well, here's the thing, and I know why he hung up on you, is because you don't listen. You do a lot of talking and not a lot of listening. Right? You're telling me what my job is. Okay? As a taxpayer, maybe you have that right. Okay? Am I telling you that there's probably areas that I am not an expert? I'm telling you that is absolutely the truth. It is impossible for me to learn every possible exception, exemption under every law. Okay? I know the ones that I deal with. And there's guys here that deal with probably medical marijuana that know that answer. I'm telling you, I personally do not. Until I need to know, and then I seek out that expertise. And once I seek out that expertise, they tell me the answer. So, are you telling me there's not someone here? Yeah, there's probably someone here. It's not me personally.
I just think that our...
And it's probably not the chief in Morehouse Parish. personally who has that expertise or that knowledge.
Well, he
He's telling
did
you
state.
to the best of his knowledge what it is.
No, sir. He told me. He straight up told me. I have it on video. He straight up told me that the only form is pills that are accepted, and I really needed to know.
Well, I mean, get you an attorney then. I told you I'm not going to give you a legal opinion. I'll tell you what.
That's not an illegal opinion, sir. Whenever it's based in fact.
Show me where.
Louisiana Department of Health, medical marijuana. Google it.
Louisiana Department of Health does not make laws.
Well, the Louisiana
legislature makes laws. You said it was created under an act. Which act was it?
Sure, sir.
I can look that stuff up.
Act 261, 708, and 496.
Settle down. Act. Let's go to the House. Because it's not falling under Title 40, which covers our most of the drug laws. Not all of them, but most.
I wasn't trying to step on no toes. I was just trying to establish my rights, man.
Well, no, you're trying to get me to give you an aha moment with the sheriff's office, and I can't do that. I'm not going to give you that.
Well, actually, I'm more or less looking to understand.
You told me you're a Marine, right? I'm a Marine, so we can communicate as Marines, right? Or do we have to keep this the other way around? You tell me. Act what now?
I'm a former Marine.
There's no such thing.
I didn't say ex. I said former.
Act what? Which act under Louisiana legislature?
261 of 2015, 708 of 2018, and 496 of 2018. And 496 was the last revisement of it done, and that went in effect 5/23/18.
And I'm looking. Sometimes it's not easy to navigate some of this stuff.
Yes, sir.
Because you have final versions, you have amended versions, you have submitted versions, you have all these different things here. And unfortunately, they change it as soon as the legislature session is up.
I know.
So as soon as it's up, you're using acts. I'm using law. And the only thing I found in law is the one I've already told you. So the only thing governing medical marijuana establishes where it is basically saying who governs it.
Well, that's the Louisiana Board of Physicians.
No, it's actually the
Department
Board of Pharmacy Board.
Right. You know what I'm
The
talking
Louisiana
about.
Board of Pharmacy actually does it.
Right, you know what I'm talking about.
Penalty for distribution. Let's see what's under 966. Let's see what.
It's 496.
No. 966 is the normal possession of marijuana. Normal. So what it'll include in that is a lot of times it'll include provisions for exemptions or exceptions. And Louisiana law is very different on ands and ors and exemptions or exceptions. They all mean something different. Okay? I told you, you got the guy who knows more than probably anybody else about a lot of stuff, but this is not my area.
Yes, sir. Well, we're all learning together.
Prohibited from separate violent ordinance amendment. Alright. Immunity from prosecution. Any person whose patient state-sponsored medical marijuana program in Louisiana possesses medical marijuana in a form permissible under 1046, which is the statute I was reading to you earlier, for a condition that's given then a caregiver is defined in any person does something. Shall be exempt from this section. So shall not prevent prosecution of person marijuana for conduct outside the scope of the state-sponsored medical marijuana program. All falls under Title 40, 1046. Any employee, board member, pharmacy license dispense shall be exempt from provisions of this paragraph. Department of Agriculture enforcing to produce a licensing. I guess it's more or less how to get a license.
Yes, sir. That's for the pharmacies. Or for
So that's for a facility, not a pharmacy. Pharmacy and facility are different in Louisiana law. And laboratory that tests,
which is LSU.
Hold on, I told you it's page after page after page.
Yes, sir.
Again, I can pick any one of these laws, and I encourage anybody, lawyer, judge, police officer, they're not going to know every one of them. It's not going to happen. There's nobody that smart. There's some that are close.
Well, we can only strive for that, right?
That's what we try for.
I really think there needs to be an enforcement division that works between the patients and the authorities.
There probably is. But you said between patients and authorities?
Yes, sir. That way the patients are protected.
Spread that out to something else then. Let's use any insert your name drug here. Do you really want to put marijuana on that pedestal?
Be
careful opening that can of worms, because if so, then you do it with everything.
Well, they've already done that in several different locations.
There's a whole list of other stuff there that could fall into the same thing. You know, people that are either medically prescribed something that otherwise would be considered illegal, and then you're going to talk about trying to. First off, a police officer can ask you anything he wants to ask you. If he wants to ask you about marijuana, that's perfectly fine. There's nothing illegal, wrong, or anything else about him asking.
Without probable cause or anything.
No probable cause. No reasonable suspicion. I can just ask a random person on the street any question I want to ask.
That's an illegal stop and frisk, isn't it?
No. And you don't have to answer me. It's a stop and frisk when you are no longer free to leave.
And whenever you're not even being detained?
Yeah, I can walk alongside you and ask any question I want to ask you. As long as I don't detain you. Right? You're playing with some words here. Make sure you know the definition of them. But as far as me asking you a question, I can ask you.
Oh, I understand the vernacular.
I can walk up and ask your permission to search. I don't have to have any reason. But you don't have any reason to say yes.
Absolutely.
Say no, say, have a good day.
Absolutely.
Right? I mean, you sit here and what ifs and things to death. All right, so Title 40, which is what I told you before, Louisiana law falls under Title 40, Section 1046.
RS 40, 1046.
Okay, under Louisiana legislature, it's legis.la.gov, talks about therapeutic use of marijuana. So whatever acts, and I can look down here and tell you the last time this thing was, last time this was updated was actually in 2016 as Act number 96 of the Louisiana legislative session.
Well, sir, may I be of service a little bit for you?
You try.
ldh.la.gov.
Okay.
/index.cfm/page/2892.
I'm not doing all that. Tell me, we're looking at Louisiana Department of Health and Hospitals. Okay, I got that.
All right.
So, under what section is this that you're trying to tell me?
Well, if it's the index.
Because I understand that's not Louisiana law, whatever you're reading there.
Well,
but I'm happy to look at it.
All right. Well, it's the ldh.la.gov/index.cfm/page/2892.
Hold on, I pulled up some kind of damn Islamic something here. I don't want to do that on this computer. Oh, no, same thing.
Here, let me
try something different. It might be the portal.
Because if I type in just medical marijuana in the search up here, it's on the page.
Again, it absolutely must reference some Louisiana law.
Oh, it does.
Alright.
But if you,
I got a whole bunch of stuff here about medical marijuana, but it's nothing that you're talking about.
well, if you go to ldh.la.gov/index.cfm.
Hold on, what's on that?
ldh.la.gov/index.cfm.
I'm sorry? Index?
Yes, sir. Index.cfm/page/2892.
Exact reason I say I wasn't doing that because it didn't go anywhere. Let's try it from here. Hold on a second. Here's that line.
Baton Rouge is going to have to send out memorandums, is what this is boiling down to. I'm going to pause the video while I'm on hold.
Alright, you still with me?
Yes, sir.
Alright, I lost all those damn pages I had pulled up, so let me try again.
Alright. LDH.
Alright, hold on. I got 18 damn pages open here, and none of them got anything to do with medical marijuana. LHDH.la.gov
/index dot CFM
Give me phonetic.
FM.
Charlie Bastrop Mike.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
/page /2892.
That's it.
Yes, sir.
No results. That's what I'm talking about. Try again.
ldh.la.gov /index.cfm /page.
Hey, you've told me that, and I've entered it twice, and I still get the same thing. But let me try it again. Trying to make sure I've got everything the way it's supposed to be. All right. So there's a medical marijuana department. Get the facts. Act 261. Pass the last physician prescribed.
Yeah. And see, I have seizures and PTSD, man. And ADHD and TBI and all that wonderful stuff. And I don't want to go to jail. I don't want to go to prison because my local authorities aren't informed. And if they think that just capsules, whenever it clearly states that extracts are acceptable forms.
Now it states that that is a type of medical marijuana. It still has to state it within whatever act, which should be translated into some sort of law. Okay, which I have to find. I haven't found that yet. Okay, so definition of medical marijuana is one thing. What's been allowed under Louisiana law is something. They may be something different. So it needs to be looked at. Okay, just reading what the definition of medical marijuana is, including the gelatin-based chewables and lotions and transdermal patches, and what you're reading here, does not necessarily mean that's what was adopted under Louisiana law. So that's what I have to find. And what I'm looking at now is some acts, and that's fine if I can look at the acts. Legislation added the 4 conditions associated with when it can be done for autism spectrum under that one. It added glaucoma, Parkinson's, some other conditions that warrant that. Do those things. Okay, so all of these added something, but where did it add it? That's what I need to see. Okay, for me to see that and to be any bit educated on this, that's what I have to find. And so far, all I've found is the one act of 401046, which isn't showing any of that. So let me see if I can find this under bills for the 2018 section. Under acts, and see what it references. So 496 being the most recent.
Yes, sir. I'm not meaning to try to cause y'all no problems or anything, to be all honest.
If you educate me, you educate me. I'm okay with that. Don't call me looking for an aha moment, as I told you, but if you educate me, you educate me. I'm good with that.
And that way maybe it can trickle down the chain, is what I'm hoping.
So none of these acts are in there by instrument.
And actually, it says they're all too high. That's for the 2018 extraordinary. So let's go to the regular bill search. It's all bill numbers tax. House bill, house 1 and 2. That's all that's in there. Let's try something else. Try 2018 regular session. There we go. Provide relevant payment. Save 261 is no, that's the wrong year. God dang it. It's like navigating the instrument panel on the space shuttle.
It is probably a lot like not finding a needle in a haystack.
Alright, medical marijuana treated in certain conditions. Refile. Effective date. Amendment, vote, digest, text. As approved. Enrolled. All references 40-1046. Everything references 40-1046. The only place I found anything Louisiana law. Recommendation. It's a recommendation. I don't know if they're going to use their first to build an mechanism, strike through, some cancer, some I don't know what spasticity is, but